Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Christian Faith and Fiction. My name's Lou and today I'm going to share with you my reading vlog and review for the Metropolitan Affair by Jocelyn Green. I believe this is book one in a On Central Park series, and I requested this book from NetGalley, and Bethany House were kind enough to let me have a free ebook to read and review. The reason I've requested this book is that it sounds really interesting in the setting. It's to do with the Metropolitan Museum, somebody who works there, but also she also wants to travel to Egypt, and then there's some art fraud things going on as well. I'll just quickly read the first bit of the description. For years, her explorer father promised Dr. Lauren Westlake she'd accompany him on one of his Egyptian expeditions. But as the empty promises mounted, Lauren determined to earn her own way. Now the assistant curator of Egyptology for the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Lauren receives two unexpected invitations. The first is her repentant father's offer to finally bring her to Egypt as his colleague on a new expedition. The second is a chance to enter the world of New York's wealthiest patrons who have been victims of art fraud. So yeah, I don't know which one of those she's going to choose or how they're going to take that one, but both of those sound interesting to me, so I'll let you know when I get partway through the book how I'm getting on. I'm about a third of the way through the Metropolitan Affair now, and I can sort of tell you a bit more about what the story is like. It is set in the 1920s, it is historical fiction, but it feels very much like a sort of police procedural crime novel in a way. So it's following Lauren, who is the Egyptologist or assistant Egyptologist at the museum, and she has a sort of complicated relationship with her father, who wasn't sort of around so much in her childhood, and he's now back and wanting her to go on a trip to Egypt, and he's sort of set up a society to create another museum, and she gets enlisted by a guy called Joe who works for the police, and he's looking into forgeries and wanting to investigate the forgeries that were going on in New York. And he knows her from the past, and I'm not sure if there was a relationship there. They were certainly very close friends in the past, and he gets her involved. She agrees for whatever reason to get involved with this sort of case, looking for forgeries amongst the sort of wealthy elite, and they go on a search, looking through different collectors' catalogues to see if she can spot any fakes, and whether they can then trace that back to the forgery and find out who is behind all this crime. And there's a reason why that he's wanting to search for that, which I won't go into. So far I'm really enjoying the sort of police crime elements to it. I'm enjoying the relationships that Lauren has between her father and with Joe, and also with her two housemates. She shares an apartment with two other girls, and this is going to be the first book in a series. So I'm going to guess, I don't know this, but I'm going to guess that the other two girls are going to feature in the other books. Maybe that's quite often how it works. Yeah, so that's really interesting. I'm enjoying that. In terms of faith, I don't think I've come across any faith content so far, so I'll let you know at the end whether anything sort of pops up, but it's been clean so far. Hey, so I finished reading the Metropolitan Affair now, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the way that Jocelyn Green combined the sort of criminal case that was going on with a sort of character story as well. So sort of half the story focuses on the criminal case that should be the art forgeries and the Egyptian art forgeries taking place in New York amongst the wealthy society, and then the other half really focuses on Lauren and her relationship with her father, her relationship with Joe, and her work relationships and her friends who live with her in her flatmate, I guess. and I enjoyed the combination of those sort of things together in this historical fiction. I really enjoyed the time period. I love the 1920s. I enjoyed learning about New York in that time. There was some Christian faith content further on in the book. I know I said earlier there hadn't been any at that point. There was some. There were just a few instances where it was mentioned, but those were actually very strong and had a really good message, so I appreciated that. So I'm going to rate it 2 out of 3 for Christian faith content. The mystery plot, some of it I could predict, but a lot of the things that happened, especially towards the end, I didn't see them coming. So also really appreciated that. I liked the complicated nature of her relationships, and I also liked how, as I said, they combined the two things combined and made the whole thing more complicated and complex and a more nuanced story. I would like to continue with this series in the future at some point. This is the first book that I read by this author, and I enjoyed the writing style. I thought the pacing was pretty good. And as I said, I enjoyed those two combinations of those two things in a historical fiction. So I rated it a story enjoyment rating of 9 out of 10. So that's it would be 4.5 stars, but I always round up my scores on Goodreads, so I will give it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Okay, I hope that was helpful to you to see whether this is a book that you would want to pick up or not. I believe it's coming out on the 14th of March, so pretty soon. Okay, I hope you're having a really great reading week. Until next time, I'll see you again soon. God bless.